Hey guys, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 overrated action movies. I wanted to do this one because I love me a good action movie, man. I love it. High octane action thrills, classic characters, cool ass one liners, just iconic stunt work. Like, love me a good action movie. But, there is some pretty overrated action movies. And I thought I'd address those movies. And I know some people are a little up in the air on some of the ones I'm going to say. Some are more like maybe divisive than overrated. But I'm just going to call it overrated for the sake of the video. It makes for an interesting video. And the only rule I put on this is I removed all superhero movies off this list. Because I did a whole video of overrated superhero movies a few weeks back. So I don't need to do superhero movies for this because I already put superhero movies in an overrated category. Underrated and overrated superhero movies video, check those out. And don't worry, I'm going to be doing underrated action movies after this. So, all opinion, this is what I think are the top 10 slightly overrated action movies. Let's get to it. Coming in number 10 is John Wick 3 Parabellum. I love John Wick. First John Wick is great. Second John Wick's pretty darn good too. The fourth one that came out, really enjoyed it. Third one, though, got a lot of praise. And I get it, because John Wick is a very popular franchise. People love John Wick. People love Keanu Reeves. This one is the only John Wick I will flat out say I can't see myself watching more than one time. There's good action sequences. There's good stuff in it. I just think the story is so thin. The new characters aren't interesting. It's not a bad movie. Not at all. I just think it's overrated. It's just a bit overrated because every John Wick movie is very much praised because it's John Wick, and John Wick is a hell of a franchise, but the third one gets put on the pedestal with all the John Wicks. I definitely think it's the weakest. I find it just a average, okay movie. It's not a great movie, it's okay. But people, again, put it so high on the pedestal, so I call it about that. My camera, I don't know if you guys didn't see, but my camera just shut off. Shit happens. Oh my god, it's not even straight. Oh Lord. I'll keep it in anyways. Yes. My camera shut off. Sorry. Number 10, John Wick. Number 9, Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde, really enjoyed it when it came out. God, this movie does not hold up on a second view. Like, holy shit. Really bad characters, a shitty lead character. I like Charlize Theron, and I like her in action movies, like Mad Max Fury Road is Furiosa. She's pretty fucking badass in that movie. I didn't like the John Wick vibe they were going for. I don't know, this movie does not hold up at all. The action scenes are kind of silly. There's only a scene where she grabs a high heel shoe and beats a man with it. I'm like, okay. I don't even think the shots are laid out. I don't like the way the world looks. I don't like the weird gray, greenish tints. The color coding of the film it looks so ugly and I don't know. It's just not very good. And I guess a lot of people were just really hyped on this movie because John Wick was like a new thing. So a movie like John Wick, people were always just praising. So there you have it. Number 8, Terminator Dark Fate. I hate that there's a lot of critics that absolutely adore this film. This movie absolutely sucks. It's almost as bad as Genesis. Genesis is worse, but still, this movie is so insulting to Terminator. I thought Genesis was insulting. It still is, more so, but this movie is awful. And I love that everyone shits on Terminator Salvation, which I might actually put in my underrated one. But they shit on that movie, but that's the only Terminator movie that tried something different and did something at least somewhat unique and tackle ideas. This one does what every Terminator movie does. There's another chosen one, another Terminator sent to protect the chosen one, another Terminator to kill the chosen one, and the Terminator's liquid goo, just like T2. And then Arnold's back, Lyndall Hamilton's back. Oh wait, they killed John Connor in the beginning. Wait, what? How does that make sense? Then Skynet Liz. No, there's a new chosen one. What are you talking about? The story makes no fucking sense in this movie. Absolutely no sense. Them killing John Connor is fucking fuck you to the fans, but the story makes no sense. It would have been a great story if John Connor. What a great idea! Like Dark Fate, Skynet wins, and then what do the humans have to do now to survive against the machines? That is a great idea for a Terminator movie. Like make it about like survivors trying to survive against the machines because John Connor is not there to save them no more. No, let's just find a new chosen one. Stop it again. I'm like, wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. And Linda Hamilton is not even the badass, likable protagonist from the previous Terminator. This movie, she's just unlikable and just an asshole and crotchety and can't stand her. And Arnold is just awful and cringy, and the villain sucks. This is a terrible villain. He gets his ass kicked. Like, the moment you see him, the new Terminator beats the living shit out of him in 5 seconds. I'm like, this is the guy we're supposed to be afraid of? And then again, even the new main character, she's like a boring-ass character that says and does nothing interesting. I'm like, John Connor was a lot more cool. And he also loved Guns N' Roses. But yeah, I know a lot of the Terminator fans hate this movie, but critics love it, so overrated. Number 7, The Boondock Saints. This is a vice versa here. Critics never liked The Boondock Saints, but fans adore this movie. Like, they love it, and they say this is like a cult classic action film. I just don't see it. I don't think it's that good. I don't see, like, I know Willem Dafoe's a lot of fun in the movie. He's, like, doing his reenactment. But it's just not that interesting. And there's a lot of great stories about, like, Hitman and assassins and shit. Like, play a Hitman game, man. A lot of good stories. Need to fix my background. There you go. Get Sparrow back up there. It's not good, though. The brothers aren't very interesting. Yeah, it's cool to see, like, where Norman Reedus started before The Walking Dead. But other than that, who gives a shit? So... Number 6 is... It's a Bond movie. I'm sorry, guys. It's No Time to Die. Okay, hold on. I know people are going to hate me for this. It's not a bad movie, guys. It's not a bad movie. Daniel Craig is pretty good in the movie. We got some good action scenes. It's got some pretty good music. There's a decent pace to it. I just don't put it on that pedestal like a Casino Royale or Skyfall or other Bond classics, but I don't know. It's never been a Bond movie that, again, like I was saying about John Wick 3, I can't see myself watching it again. And there's a lot of Bond movies, even just average Bond movies, I'll watch multiple times. Like, I'll watch The World Is Not Enough and Tomorrow Never Dies a shit ton of times. Even though they're cheesy and stupid, I'll watch them, though. Even fucking Live and Let Die, I'll watch a shit ton of times. And, like, there's a lot of Bond movies that are just average that I'll watch. And this one is, I guess, average too, but I just can't see myself watching it. It's kind of boring. And the ending is kind of weak. And the villain kind of sucks. I think Rami Malek's a kind of a shitty-ass villain. Yeah, Blofeld kind of comes back a little bit, but it's always great to see Christoph Waltz. But I don't know. It's like a 2-hour and 45-minute Bond movie, and it's not the most interesting Bond movie for me. It was just me. I know, don't kill me now. I don't find it that interesting. And this movie's a very highly praised Bond movie, so me saying that is like a sin or something. So, yeah. Number 5, let's talk about another Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever is... We're going to Connery now. Connery's like a Bond again. People call him the perfect streak James Bond. Meaning that every Bond movie he's done is great. Like, he's never made a bad Bond movie. Some people claim that for Daniel Craig as well. That's a lie. Some people claim that for Pierce Brosnan. That's an even bigger lie. I don't agree with Sean Connery. I think there's only one actor who did the perfect streak, because it was not a very big streak, and that was Dalton. I think Dalton's License to Kill and Living Daylights were 2 great movies. You can maybe say George Lazenby was 1, but let's give it a little more credit with 2. But Diamonds Are Forever is kind of a mediocre Bond movie. It's not bad. It's just wildly mediocre, and not a lot of interesting happens, and you gotta love the Bond romance stuff, but there's bland romance, bland female characters, supporting characters. Connery's a lot of fun, but even the action is kind of subpar compared to From Russia with Love and Goldfinger, so bit overrated. The Bond lovers love it, but it's eh. Number 4, let's talk about some controversy. Let's talk about the fucking Last Jedi. Man, what a roller coaster with this motherfucker. Yeah, it's a sci-fi adventure, but it's an action movie too. So all Star Wars movies are action movies. I was on the weird board. Everyone knows my opinions on The Last Jedi, that I loved it, and then I didn't love it that much, and now I can't stand it. I made so many videos about it, man. Just watch a shit ton. You Google Jay Vaters Last Jedi or any like thumbnails with Last Jedi in it, man, you'll see my opinions on this movie. Sick of talking about it. Let's move on. Number 3, Wanted. Let's talk about this. I haven't talked about this movie. This movie sucks. And it has people I enjoy. It's got James McAvoy, Angelina Jolie, and Morgan Freeman, and a young Chris Pratt. All actors I quite enjoy. And it's about assassins, again with the Assassins movies. And they have like weird superpowers, like can jump out windows and curve bullets and do some weird stuff. Oh, again, there's some creative action scenes in this movie, some creative kills. But this movie has a weird style to it, this weird slow-mo style, which I find very obnoxious. The movie also has a pretty good twist. But I don't like any of the characters in this movie. I think the character Wesley, James McAvoy's character, is such an annoying character. I could barely root for him because he's moping and crying and whining and saying a lot of dumb shit in this movie, and I just did not like him. And Angelina Jolie's character is just kind of a soulless jackass character. And Morgan Freeman just felt very miscast. I just don't know what Morgan Freeman was doing in this movie. And it was just weird. There's a lot of weird things in this movie. It's not enjoyable for me. There is creativity in it, and I can give it that, but not for me. Not for me. Just overrated. Number 2. Ambulance. Yeah, okay. I don't get it. I know I'll review this movie, so I don't know what my opinions, but what did you guys see in this movie? Did we watch the same movie? Like, everyone's like, this is Michael Bay's best movie in a long time. I'm like, were we watching the same movie? Were we watching this shaky cam, horribly edited, terribly acted movie? This movie with not even a consistent story and shitty characters. Were we watching it? Did we watch a movie where Jake Gyllenhaal robs a bank with no mask on? Did we watch a movie about this guy robbing a bank and the reason is not really consistent and the reason why they're doing it a certain way is not consistent and seeing characters die off screen? It's just like... I don't know what I was watching half the time. It was almost funny watching it, but people seem to really enjoy this movie. I'm like, intentionally. It's not like so bad it's funny. No, they like it. I don't get it. And number 1, The Matrix Lose Your Erection. Resurrections. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Matrix Resurrections. Again, I did a whole review of this movie. Go check out my review. Sorry, Keanu Reeves. I'll be talking about a good movie you did in my underrated list, but terrible movie, horrible sequel. I thought the other sequels were bad. This is the worst Matrix sequel. We all were craving a Matrix to come back. This is not what we meant. This is not what we meant. Anyways, this is my top 10 most overrated action movies. Thank you all for watching. And give me your guys' top 10 of the most overrated action movies in your guys' opinion. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the dark side.